Hello. I need to ask you a handful of questions. Do you feel a sense of dread when you go to family members' houses because you don't want to talk about politics? They're saying things that maybe at one point you agreed with, but now all of a sudden you don't. Maybe you really can't articulate why you feel the way you feel right now, but you most certainly feel differently than you have in the past. How do you feel about the current discourse that's happening in our country? Do you think we're headed in a positive direction, negative direction? What about your elected officials? Did you vote for them? Do you like what they're doing? If you're on the left, how do you feel about all these things that the left is currently championing? How do you feel about the illegal immigration? Do you think it's fair for illegal immigrants to be given all this attention while there are so many homeless people on the streets living in the USA that are citizens, veterans, dying at the steps of the VA hospital? How do you feel about people like Maxine Waters, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi? Instead of focusing on you who may be in their constituency, they're focusing on trying to attack the current president. Do you think that the current president should succeed, even if you didn't vote for him? Because you know that if the president is successful, then the entire country will be successful. How do you feel about the left championing abortion? Are you a fan of abortion? Do you think that 20 million black babies aborted since 1973 Roe v. Wade is a good thing? Do you think that the overall birth rate of America being much lower than it should be, regardless of race, is a good thing? Do you think that the Democratic Party, if you're a member, do you think they're headed in the right direction? How do you feel about all the LGBT issues? You may be gay, you may be straight, whatever, but do you think it's appropriate for people to teach very small children about advanced sexual positions? I don't. That's just my opinion, but I want to know yours. If you are kind of on the fence, you're experiencing dread anytime you got to go speak with family who you thought were on your side, but now all of a sudden those things that you at one point championed are starting to go away from you, then I think today, July 4th, Independence Day, is a perfect day for you to walk away. Shout out to Brandon Straka, who came out with this actual movement. He is a gay person. I think he was a bartender or something who just decided he wanted to walk away. He was experiencing some of the same things that I spoke about just now. He didn't like the direction that the Democratic Party or the left in general was going in, and he decided to walk away. Now, I've given my own testimony in the video, which I will put in the box below, so I don't want to have to rehash that, but I've walked away many years ago, and I feel like my life is much better as a result. I don't regret my decision, and I think many of us who have walked away do not regret their decisions. Now, some would kind of push back on what I'm saying right now. They say, hey, Anthony, you're walking away from one plantation to a different plantation, but I present to you today that you don't have to walk away from the left and go anywhere. You could just be your own thing. You could be agnostic politically. You don't have to go from one party to the other. And even if you do, you're still able to have your own choices. Don't feel like you have to be beholden to any set of so-called standards for one side of the aisle or the other. Be true to yourself. Don't feel pressure. That is the whole thing. Walk away. Don't be constrained to what society says that you have to be, that you should be. I'm not. I have many viewpoints as a self-proclaimed conservative that other conservatives do not agree with. I am a staunch proponent of the war on drugs. I did not say opponent. I support the war on drugs for my own personal reasons. Many individuals on the right don't agree with that, and that's fine. But you know what? I'm not beholden to anyone or to anything politically. Okay? I have personal responsibilities, and that is my only obligation. I'm not obligated to an ideology. I'm not obligated to a party. And if I was ever to feel that way, I'd walk away from wherever people tried to place me. Be your own person, be an independent thinker. That's what the 4th of July is all about. The United States, or what today's United States at that point was the colonies, they felt like they were being oppressed by their former colonial masters. That was the United Kingdom. And they said, okay, you know what? We're going to walk away from the United Kingdom and do our own thing. And as a result, the best country ever in the history of the world was born. You may feel a little bit of trepidation. You may feel afraid. At the end of the day, you don't know what can be born as a result of you walking away. You may feel a little bit of safety in your particular tribe or group, but once you leave that so-called safety, that perceived safety, which may not be safe, but I digress. Once you leave that little cocoon of perceived safety and then go out on your own, you may be able to chart your own destiny and have a much better life from here on out. And that same thing can be passed down to your children. You could create new generations of people that have a better existence than you, all because you decided to walk out on faith, walk away from that which you had been assigned to, or that which you assigned yourself to. So, like I said, today is the day. Don't be afraid. Just go out there, take a leap of faith, and walk away from whatever political, ideological thing you feel like is preventing you from being able to go forward. Walk away from that which has left you. As I close, I want to say this. Don't feel obligated to any particular ideology. Don't let peer pressure get in the way. Don't let family pressure get in the way. At the end of the day, live your best life. Do right by others, respect others, but respect yourself first and foremost. If you don't respect yourself, if you don't do things that will help you to advance as a person, how will you be able to help anyone else? How will you be able to influence the life of anyone else if you're not doing that which is best for yourself? So I don't have anything else to say. I want to hear from you. Have you walked away? Give me your experience in the comments below. Are you thinking about walking away? You don't have to comment in the box if you don't want to. You can email me. Go to my website, anthonyblogan.com. All of that is in the box. You can email me privately. If I have some time, I'll be able to respond. But let your message be known. Let your voice be heard. Don't be afraid to just jump out on faith and walk away. I'm Anthony Brian Logan. Happy Independence Day, and thank you for listening.